immediately goes up to 14.5. Okay. So there you have it. About 14, excuse me, not 14, 15.6. There we go. What's up, Husky Bassheads? So what's happening, guys? Got a pretty exciting video today. It's something I've never tried before. I've always wanted to try it. I've kind of been a little scared to try it, but finally did it. So if you guys have been following my build on the go-kart, we have or you'll know that we have a supercapacitor bank under the hood and a Yinlong lithium bank in the back. Well, the problem with that is, well, that's great, but the problem with that is those batteries like to charge higher than what a typical AGM likes to charge. You know, I'd really like to get those up to about 15.5 volts charging. Max charge on that lithium bank is 16.2. So I'm not really getting the full potential out of those batteries that I could be, because I'm charging at about 13.8, you know, whatever the factory computer calls for, the voltage regulator. Let's see what our resting voltage is without any modifications made. It is about 51 degrees outside. So, oh, whoops, I left my voltmeter on. Well, that's our voltage without the car being turned on. Anyway, it's about 51 degrees outside. So this should be about the highest voltage that we see out of this car. So turn it on. All right. 14 volts. 14.07. And that's about accurate. Even driving on the highway, you know, got that alternator spinning. This is about as high a voltage as I'm ever going to see out of this car. So that's just giving us a reference point for where we're starting. Voltage regulator. So you also know that we got that Brand X alternator under there. So we got the potential to really make some reserve power here. So what we're going to be doing in today's video is upping our charging voltage. So there's going to be a series of things that we're going to do. We're basically going to be making one of those plug-in booster harnesses out of diodes. So basically what you do is you put diodes in line with your sense wire coming off the alternator, and that is supposed to increase your charging voltage. So the first thing that you've got to do is you have to find your sense wire. Well, the sense wire is the wire, if you pull your plug off your alternator, it's the wire that's constant 12 volt. Even when the car is off, constant 12 volt. So let's show you how to do that. I'll take you through how to do that. So check this out. So now what we have to do is find the sense wire coming off the alternator. Now we've already removed the plug here. You can see it's a 4-pin plug. And we got to know which one of these 4 wires is your sense wire. Now, the way you find that, the car is turned off, is it's the wire that has constant 12 volt. Now we're going to do that one of 2 ways. We got a conduction tester here, and we got a multimeter here. So first, let's just see which one of these has conductivity. Look at this first plug. Nothing. Second one. Ah, we got something. Okay, third one. This is kind of hard to do one-handed. Okay, nothing. Now the last one. Okay, come on, baby, come on. There we go. Nothing. Okay, so I think it's safe to say that it's going to be the second pin right here. Yep. Okay. Well, let's just check our work here. We got our multimeter. I'm just going to take the ground, stick it right there, so we're grounded. Take our hot or our positive lead, put it right in this second pin location. Okay, so we got ground, we're on our second pin, 13.3 volts. Okay, so that should be our, see, nothing. 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 Okay, so our constant 12 volt is this second pin. See, again, 13. So that would be that red wire right there, the second one from the left. That's your sense wire. So that is the one that we're going to be adding the diodes to. Once you find your sense wire, then you have to cut into the wiring harness. Well, I guess you don't have to. You could just add diodes to the sense wire. Jerry Ain't Loud has a really good video on how to do that. That's kind of what inspired me to try this myself. What I wanted to do was cut into the whole wire harness itself, take it apart, build me a little booster harness that plugs into it. That way I can plug it in and out as I want to. So let me show you guys what we have going here now. I've stripped this wire casing off of this. I cut it out of this wire bundle here. The reason I did that is so we have a little bit more room to work here, because what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut this and splice into it with some of these 4-pin connectors like this, right? So if I can put this in between here like this, then we can plug and unplug this and then just run another, well, I'll kind of show you what we're going to do, but this will allow me to kind of quick connect however many diodes I want to add to this plug. So that's why I stripped all that back. That way we got a little bit more room to work here. All right, little intermediate progress here. You can see I took the whole alternator harness, cut it off. That way we can insert a little plug in between those two things and then just plug this in and out as we need. So let me get that done and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. So then this is what this looks like. I just took my wire harness wires that I cut and added these 4-pin plugs onto them. See, that way all I got to do, plug this into here. There, see? Now we've got our factory wire again, right? This should operate just the same way as the factory plug does. All we did was we put a break in it, right? And then that just plugs in right down there. Okay, so you want to be careful when you're doing this because these colors do not match these colors. I know the red one is my sense wire, so that's the one that I really tried to make sure was the same, red. The other ones I just matched up the way that made the most sense to me, but the only important thing is you make sure that all these wires are consistent. You don't cross them on accident or something. Otherwise you're going to short something out and that's not going to be good. So anyway, that's what we ended up with. Now we can always unplug from the factory wire harness as we want to. Okay, so then once you have found kind of which wire does what, then you just got to add your diodes, and then you've got your harness, and then you can just plug and play, and it's a piece of cake. Okay guys, so here are the diodes that I'm going to be using. This is the box. The model number is 1N4004. Got these on Amazon. I mean, you get this great big pack for like $5. So anyway, I have two of them together here. They come with this really long stem on them. And I just folded that stem, folded the stem over and then soldered them together in the middle. So now I have two in a series here. And you can see the little gray stripe is pointing that way on both of them. Right? You would never want these pointing towards each other. They all need to be going the same direction. And then we're going to wire it into that plug right there. And these are always going to be going towards the alternator. So that's how that plug's going to go. That's going to be the alternator right there. Okay, you want these going towards the alternator. So they're going to go in line like that. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've got these two wired up in there. I used the those self-soldering heat shrinks, so that is soldered in there. And then I'm going to use another heat shrink here just to cover it for a little bit of extra protection, and then just connect these wires to those wires over there. Okay, and so then this is what you end up with. Those diodes are in there, as I showed you before, under that heat shrink, and then I just took the rest of these and just connected them and then heat shrunk them together. All right, moment of truth now, I suppose. Let's plug this in here. Okay, and then, oh, I need that. Plug this in here. Man, that wire's long. We're gonna have to do something about that. Zip tie it up or something. There we go. Okay, see, so that's why I put those wire breaks in there, so that I could plug in them. So let's say, for instance, these fail or something's not right. I can just unplug this, plug these two back together, and then boom, we're back to factory. All right, so let's plug this back in and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that. I don't really like that. Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right. Okay, I had to cut you guys off there for a little bit. I had to go find my keys. So we got those diodes in there. Now, oops, I still didn't turn off my voltmeter. That's what we're resting at. Okay, it's always a kind of a nerve-wracking ordeal. I'm afraid something's going to catch fire every time I cut into my factory. Okay. Well, it started. Okay, okay. Well, the frame capture on this is a little bit too... So we are charging a little higher. Now that's two diodes, remember. So So we're charging at 14. Well, we're getting up there. 14.6. Okay, not getting any warning lights or anything. Okay, so it does work. Don't have anything crazy happening here. Okay. Well, so then the next step would be to make a couple of those harnesses, maybe with 3 diodes and 4 diodes, to just kind of step up my voltage, and then I can interchange them as I need to. But remember, I do have that lithium in here, and so I really could be charging in the 15.5s, close to 16, which is what my goal is. So I'm probably going to make another one of those harnesses that has 4 diodes in it, and we'll see what that gets me. All right, so we've got our new little plug in there. That one has 4 diodes in it. Here's the one you guys saw before with 2. So you can see how easy that is. I can just unplug these, go right to factory, 2 diodes, 4 diodes. So let's see what the charging voltage does with 4 diodes. Some RPMs there. There we go. That's what we wanted. Yeah, maybe I'll have to build one with 5 diodes. I don't know. My goal was over 15 volts. And we're getting there. But it's not really staying there. It's not really loving that. But anyway, don't have any oh shit lights coming on. 14.8. No fires under the hood. Pretty standard procedure, if I do say so myself. Yeah, I think we might have to build one with 5 or 6 diodes in it and see what that gets us. Anyway, there she is. There you have it. All right, so here is the finished product. As you can see, I've got that alternator wiring harness coming out here with my 4-pin plug on the end. It's all wrapped up and loomed up. I got all these wires put back together where they're not all exposed. We got this harness here coming off of the alternator. I've got it zip tied up right here just so it's not like flopping around everywhere. Then I got my plug with my diodes in it. So then all I got to do is plug this guy in here. Yeah, let's see. Hard to do this with one hand, guys. Plug that in there. Okay, and then bring this back around here like this. You can see I got that plugged in there. Okay, so then we're just going to take this guy and plug it in right here. Let's see. There we go. All right, so there's our diodes in there. Then if for whatever reason there was a failure or I needed to change this, all I'd have to do is unplug it and then we could go right back to the way the factory was. Man, I have to tie them up somehow. Anyway, that's how she came out. I think it works really good. All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate you watching. The mod came out great. I've been driving around like this for about a week now. Been charging steady at about 15.5 volts. Haven't been having any issues with the car. It works like a charm. And I keep this other spare one in my glove box. Just, just in case, for whatever reason, who knows. One thing I have been having issues with is my power inverter doesn't like that high voltage. Once I get up to 15.5, it shuts off and it goes into like some sort of protect mode. But whatever, minor inconvenience. So anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, you know the thing. Do all the things. I would really appreciate it. And as always, play your music loud, because if you don't, nobody's going to hear you.